Ever wondered if the swashbuckling, eccentric Captain Jack Sparrow sailed the seas in real life? What if the truth is even stranger, involving an English pirate who became a legend, a convert, and a key figure in Ottoman history? Prepare to dive deep into the incredible story of John Ward, also known as Yusuf Reis, the man whose life may have inspired one of cinema's most iconic characters. Our story begins not in the Caribbean, but in the humble fishing villages of England. John Ward was likely born around the mid-16th century, possibly in Kent. The sea was his lifeblood from an early age, a common path for young men seeking fortune or simply survival. He served on English ships, perhaps even privateers licensed by the Crown. But the lines between privateering and outright piracy were often blurred. The lure of independent wealth, free from naval discipline, proved too strong for many. Ward soon found himself operating outside the law, preying on shipping in the English Channel. This was a dangerous game, with the English Navy constantly hunting pirates. The opportunities for grand riches lay elsewhere, far from familiar waters. The early 17th century saw a significant shift in pirate activity. The rich trade routes of the Mediterranean became a prime target. European merchant ships, laden with valuable goods, sailed between ports in Italy, France, Spain, and the Levant. This shift was also driven by changing political landscapes. European powers were cracking down on piracy closer to home. Meanwhile, ports in North Africa, particularly those under loose Ottoman suzerainty like Tunis and Algiers, offered safe havens and lucrative markets for pirate plunder. These North African bases were home to the Barbary corsairs. While often labeled pirates by Europeans, they frequently operated with the tacit or explicit support of local rulers, sometimes even acting as a naval force. They were a formidable power in the Mediterranean. John Ward, seeking greater opportunities and perhaps escaping the English authorities, made his way to the Mediterranean. He arrived in Tunis around 1603 or 1604. Tunis was a bustling cosmopolitan city, a major hub for trade and, crucially, a primary base for the Barbary corsairs. Here, Ward encountered a different world, a world where European renegades, sailors, pilots, and captains were not just tolerated, but welcomed and valued. Their knowledge of European ships, tactics, and navigation was highly prized by the local rulers and corsair captains. It was in this environment that John Ward made a life-altering decision. He chose to convert to Islam. This was not an uncommon path for European renegades seeking to fully integrate into North African society and gain the trust and protection of the local authorities. Upon his conversion, John Ward took a new name, Yusuf Reis. Reis is an Ottoman title meaning captain or admiral, signifying his status and skill. This name change marked his full transition from an English pirate to a Barbary corsair operating under the banner of the Ottoman sphere. Becoming a corsair offered Yusuf Reis significant advantages. He gained the protection of the Bay of Tunis, Uthman Dey. He could operate from a secure base, sell his plunder openly, and recruit crews from a diverse pool of renegades and locals. He was no longer just a pirate. He was a semi-official naval commander. Yusuf Reis quickly rose through the ranks of the Tunis corsairs. His European sailing and fighting skills were superior to many traditional corsair methods. He understood how to capture large, well-armed European merchant vessels, the most profitable targets. Yusuf Reis became renowned for his success in capturing prizes. He favored large, square-rigged ships, often captured merchantmen, which he would refit and arm. These European-style vessels were faster and more heavily armed than the traditional galleys used by many corsairs. His flagship was famously a captured Venetian merchant galleon, which he renamed Gift of God. This ship became a symbol of his power and success. He commanded a diverse crew, a mix of English, Dutch, French, Italian renegades, and local North Africans. Ward's tactics were effective and often audacious. He would lie in wait along major shipping lanes, using his fast ships to run down prey. His reputation for skill and ruthlessness spread throughout the Mediterranean, striking fear into European merchants and navies alike. One of the most intriguing connections to Captain Jack Sparrow is the nickname Sparrow. Historical accounts and ballads about John Ward do indeed refer to him by this moniker. The exact origin is debated, but several theories exist. Some suggest it referred to his small stature or quick darting movements, much like the bird. Others believe it might have related to his cunning and ability to evade capture, flitting away from danger. Regardless of its origin, the nickname stuck and became synonymous with the notorious Yusuf Reis. This direct link in name is a compelling piece of evidence for his influence on the fictional character. It's a detail too specific to be mere coincidence, strongly suggesting a deliberate nod from the filmmakers to this historical figure. Unlike the stereotypical image of a pirate living in squalor, Yusuf Reis lived a life of considerable wealth and luxury in Tunis. He used his vast plunder to build a grand palace in the city, adorned with rich furnishings and gardens. He lived openly, not in hiding. He integrated into the local society, marrying a local woman and raising a family. He became a respected, albeit feared, figure in Tunis. His success brought wealth not only to himself, but also to the Bey of Tunis, who received a share of the spoils. This aspect of his life, the successful renegade living openly in a North African city, accumulating wealth and status, paints a picture far more complex than the simple pirate archetype. It highlights the unique world of the Barbary corsairs and the opportunities it offered to skilled outsiders. Yusuf Reis's exploits did not go unnoticed in Europe. His attacks on European shipping caused significant economic disruption and outrage. Governments issued bounties for his capture, and naval squadrons were dispatched to hunt him down, though largely without success. His story captured the public imagination. Ballads were sung about his adventures, plays were written about his life, and pamphlets detailed his daring raids. He became a figure of legend, a notorious villain in European eyes, but a successful commander in Tunis. One famous ballad, Captain Ward and the Rainbow, recounts a fictional battle between Ward's ship and an English warship. While likely embellished, such stories cemented his place in popular culture and ensured his name would be remembered, even centuries later. It's important to understand the context of the Barbary corsairs within the Ottoman Empire. While not always under direct, centralized control from Istanbul, the North African regencies of Tunis, Algiers, and Tripoli were nominally part of the empire. The corsairs served a strategic purpose. They harassed the shipping of European rivals, particularly Spain, Venice, and the Knights of Malta. They brought wealth into the regencies through plunder and the ransom of captives. This semi-autonomous naval force contributed to the overall power and influence of the Ottoman Empire in the Mediterranean. Yusuf Reis, as a highly successful corsair captain, was a valuable asset within this system. His operations, while enriching himself and the Bey of Tunis, also served the broader interests of the Ottoman sphere by disrupting European trade and projecting power. Details about Yusuf Reis's later life are somewhat scarce. It is believed he eventually retired from active piracy, living out his final years in his palace in Tunis. He is thought to have died around 1622, possibly from the plague. His legacy was complex. In Europe, he remained a symbol of piracy and betrayal, the English sailor who turned against his own. In Tunis, he was remembered as a successful commander who brought wealth and fame to the city. His story, however, did not fade entirely. The tales of the English renegade who became a powerful corsair captain persisted in historical records and popular lore. His conversion, his success, his nickname, these elements made his story unique and memorable, a prime candidate for inspiring future tales of the sea. Now let's connect the dots to the 21st century and the beloved character of Captain Jack Sparrow. While the Pirates of the Caribbean films are works of fantasy, filmmakers often draw inspiration from history and legend. The parallels between Yusuf Reis and Jack Sparrow are striking and widely acknowledged. Beyond the shared nickname Sparrow, consider the character traits. Jack Sparrow is portrayed as cunning, adaptable, and a survivor. He navigates complex political waters, switching allegiances when necessary. He is a master of deception and improvisation. Yusuf Reis, the English renegade who converted to Islam, operated from a North African base, and commanded a diverse crew, embodies many of these same qualities. He adapted to a new culture, navigated the political landscape of Tunis, and built his success on cunning and skill. Perhaps the most compelling evidence comes from Johnny Depp himself. The actor who brought Captain Jack Sparrow to life has referenced John Ward Yusuf Reis as an inspiration for his portrayal. Depp reportedly studied historical pirates and found Ward's story particularly fascinating. Depp has specifically mentioned Ward's flamboyant style and his ability to blend into different cultures as influencing his performance. This suggests that the historical figure's unique journey from English pirate to Ottoman corsair directly informed the development of Jack Sparrow's complex and multifaceted personality. The character's distinctive walk, mannerisms, and moral ambiguity can be seen in part as an artistic interpretation of a historical figure who defied simple categorization. He was not just a pirate. He was a renegade, a convert, a commander, and a man who made his own way in a dangerous world. The story of Yusuf Reis serves as a powerful reminder of how history fuels fiction. The real lives of individuals, filled with daring choices, cultural shifts, and incredible adventures, provide a rich tapestry from which storytellers can draw. Jack Sparrow, while a fantastical creation, gains depth and intrigue from his potential roots in historical reality. For film buffs, understanding this connection adds another layer to the Pirates of the Caribbean films. It highlights the research and historical nods woven into the fantasy. For history enthusiasts, it brings a fascinating, often overlooked figure to light and sheds light on the complex world of 17th century maritime history and the Barbary corsairs. The tale of John Ward, the English pirate who became Yusuf Reis, the Ottoman corsair, is a remarkable historical narrative in its own right. That it may have inspired one of the most popular film characters of our time only adds to its enduring appeal. It's a story of transformation, survival, and the blurred lines between cultures and identities on the high seas. The story of Yusuf Reis is just one fascinating thread in the rich tapestry of maritime history and the world of the Barbary corsairs. If you found this intriguing, there's so much more to discover. Explore the history of Tunis, the Ottoman Empire's presence in North Africa, or the lives of other famous renegades. Don't let the adventure end here. Hit that like button if you enjoyed this historical deep dive. Subscribe to our channel for more stories connecting history, film, and fascinating characters. And leave a comment below. What other historical figures do you think inspired famous movie characters? Let's keep the conversation sailing.